Hey guys, welcome to a video that should have been done a long time ago. I got these parts like a week ago, I think, and it's snowing now, and I wanted to ride this go-kart in the snow, but guess who can't do that because the axle is not together. So, it is time for speed run of putting this thing together. I've never tested these parts. I have no idea what's going to work or not. But we're just going to hope they work and go for it from here. So yeah, let's...
Here's our beautiful, pretty much all beat to hell live axle. Came off of this clapped little go-kart. This side, that spindle somebody welded on, which was not the brightest move ever. But I'm going to try to get that off. I don't know how that's going to work. That's actually like a decent weld all the way around. So, I don't know about that. But I have two hubs, split sprocket, bearings for, that, and then I got a sprocket hub for this guy. So, time for assembly if I can. Okay, so this was literally my biggest concern completely out the window. I was absolutely terrified that these hubs were not going to fit because I really didn't think they were. But they fit perfectly, which was really what I was hoping for, because I completely ordered all this stuff without measuring anything at all, and which was kind of stupid, but I just did it because I was in a rush, and thank God they all fit. So, what is not good about this is I don't have any of these keys. The only key I have is this one, and that's where the sprocket was, and Go Power Sports did not send me any keys, which I kind of thought they would, but I guess that's all right. So I have to go make a Pleasance run and get like 5 different keys for all this stuff. So I need 2 for the hubs because I'm going to really try to get that one off. I need this key for here. I'm going to see if I can reuse this key for the sprocket. Oh wait, no, I actually just need one because... just for this hub, and probably this one because I don't know about that. And I also am going to need nuts for this, which is going to be a blast because if you notice, look at how boogered those threads are. Those are proper ruined, so that'll be interesting. The other thing is these hubs on here, you can tell were not the right hubs from the start. Because what this should have is it should have hubs like this that reduce to a, it goes from 1 inch to 3/4 inch. So you put the wheel on and then you slide the nut on it. But the problem was that the person that had this thing before me had it so it was, the hub slid all the way through. If you know what I'm talking about. Like this hole wasn't here, so it was 1 inch all the way through. So if you didn't have something like on there, right, like a keyway or a collar, the hubs just like slid back and forth. So I guess that is why that one got welded on. But regardless of that, this actually should be all right. So I'm going to go make a Pleasance run really quick, buy a couple, I think these are 1/4 inch keys. I'm going to just bring the axle with me and also get the nut I need for this big guy here. It should be standard, but I really question, you know, how threadable that's going to be. This side is in a lot better shape than the other one, so what I'm probably going to have to do is get everything finalized, make sure it's right, and then just like impact it on, and it'll probably never come off again. But you know what, it's alright, because I don't want this thing to ever come off again. The last thing I need to do, though, is I need to see if I have any wheels that will actually fit this hub. If you go on Go Power Sports, these hubs are categorized as the 4x4 hubs, and I bought them because they had the reduction bit I needed here, and they also came in a set of 2 for cheaper. But what I wonder is if I have some quad wheels, and I wonder if these hubs will not fit the quad wheels. So if that worked, that'd be totally awesome. And yeah, so I think Amari is going to come over in a little bit and we're going to work on this some more. But I'm gonna go to the hardware store now, get the nuts for this, get the keyways for this, and I will be back when I come back from the hardware store. So yeah, I will see you guys in like 1 second. Very cold Pleasance run. I got all the stuff I need. Got the nuts for the side. That Pleasance, or the hardware store I go, it's like, really, it's like hard to find stuff, so they had these. Alright, so I'm already kind of running into a problem, and that is that the threads on this side are gacked, the threads on this side are okay. So I'm going to have to literally cut a little bit of this side off, probably cut it like there or so. So the nut will actually thread on, so that's going to work absolutely phenomenally. I just kind of cut the tip off, which is right here, because as you can see that was really like mushroomed over and it's really hot. So now this guy threads on there flawlessly, and I can get this hub on. So yeah, installed go-kart hub. So aside from having to impact that bolt on because the threads were just gone, well they were there, but I didn't feel like doing it the fun way with the hand crank, the ratchet. So I just impacted those on, or impacted that on. So it's on. Now time for figuring out what I'm going to do with this side, because as you can see this side has been welded on, and that is really what I'm worried about. The brake band is okay, and I'm just completely retarded and put this hub on before I put the bearing on, so that's stupid. But I'm going to have to cut this hub off in like so many pieces and grind that all down flush. So that is going to be just the biggest pain ever. But this side turned out really, really well. I'm happy with that. Then I got the sprocket hub on. That didn't take very long. That just took a little bit of persuasion. So time for, I don't want to do that, but that. All right, so I kind of did something stupid when I was cutting the hub off. I got it off, obviously, but I kind of did a divot down the middle of the axle, and it was kind of bothering me because it was deep. So instead of, buying a new axle, I just filled it in with some weld. I went around and welded it to the crack, and then went back and ground it down. So this side of the axle is good. I'm going to take this bearing off, replace that with my new Go Power Sports bearings, and do that on the same thing over here, put the bearing on, and then this thing should be relatively ready to go. The only thing else I need is carriage bolts for these little hanger guys. But after that, I think I'll be good to go. I'm not really super familiar with the mounting of these bearings. I'm going to kind of go with just what I see on here. This is pretty much touching this, but you can see how shot that is. Look at the wiggle. And I don't know how the bearing was on this side. So I'm going to kind of go for a good balance of, get the axle fairly even on both sides. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I fixed this. That's done. So the bearings, let's see, they should slide over now. I don't know though. This axle, it is pretty chipped up. Let me see if there's something a little bit less. Oh, I accidentally nicked my collar with the angle grinder. That's not good. Okay, so that still needs to be smoothed out a little bit right there, but it's close. So I'm going to smooth that out and then come back and put this whole thing together. So here is our new live axle mounted. Everything is mint. The spinny boys are where they're supposed to be. There's no back and forth play anymore, which was what I was really concerned about. So it's time for sprocket and then ATV wheels. And I got to get the brake back on. But we actually are in really, really good shape for this. It's come together well. I was really worried that I was going to have a bunch of problems with the hub fitting because I ordered this without measuring any of it at all. And but we should be good for the rest of this stuff. So yeah, I'm going to wheels on. What else? Wheels, brake. We're going to have to drill the wheels out because the bolts don't quite fit. And then, sprocket. Then we should be good. Then it's time for, and chain. Yeah. So then after that,
okay, so the axles mounted, all that good stuff. And then we just did some more.
I know where the rear wheels are.
They're on the cart.
Yep.
Man, we're kind of stupid. I wonder if the wheels off this turd would fit, because these actually are like giant. Because those drag slicks aren't going to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
But those are bigger hubs. I can already tell. Oh, wait. Hold on. We just need to... I want to... Wait, have you... Yeah, you've seen this before.
Wow, it's snowing a lot.
It is. And there's, like, a lot of snow back here. Like, if you come... They're past my boots, and these are 6-inch boots, so it's probably 8 or 9 inches of snow. So... Well, we have... That was stupid. What about
Those hubs are a little bit bigger, but they might work.
Oh, dude, those are, we're gonna have a big problem because if you see, those have bearings pressed in them.
Yeah, but you can just take the wheel.
The 3/4 inch axle isn't gonna fit.
I mean, you can just take the wheel off the hub, though.
Oh, wait. No, but the wheels have, the front wheels have, it looks like they have, see how they have that bearing in there? That's pressed in, I think.
Oh, you can just
Oh, wait,
the
no,
bolts.
it's not. No, it's not. I just got, like, stupid for a minute.
You can just undo the bolts.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So that's a possibility. Let's see.
They might fit, but it...
But at the same time, I'd really like to get that thing going at some point. What about under? Oh, I found it. Or no, I bet this is, yeah, that's the blown up tire. Daggone. This is why you like organize your stuff, kids.
I don't know where the other front tire is, but the rears are on that thing. So,
Damn, where did I put
taking the rear tires off on this is a big pain.
Yeah. Daggone it. Where did we? Oh, here it is. And I'm gonna say, and this is gonna be like something I didn't even know I had.
That ain't it.
Where did we put those things? I feel like one of them is in here being used as a stand or something.
I mean, well, one of them is in the shed, but there's one of them that's still out here somewhere.
I know, that's...
And this one's a tractor tire.
Wait, what is this? Oh. Dude, I wonder if it's under... Oh, dude, I know where it is. It's on this somewhere.
Is it holding up the back?
Oh, it probably is. Here's something. What's in this? That's... What is this? Bike. There it is. I see it. Oh, that's the bike wheel. Hold up. Here. I thought I used one of them to hold the tarp down because I remembered.
I mean, we could.
I don't want to take the rear wheels off that.
The thing is, we only have 2 bolts on them.
That's true.
We didn't put all 4 bolts on.
That's sounding.
So you can just come out here with the impact and yank them off real quick.
I don't think we like put them on there that much. Oh yeah, we're taking those.
All right, so if you notice, I have one of these wheels on. Yeah, it's a little off center. I'm not too worried about that. But look at the clearance there. It's like mint. You can see it kind of bobbing up and down a little bit. You really can't tell on camera though. But time for round 2. Stick that on there, and I'd really like to take this little thing for a ride tonight. So, because I had to give Amari a ride home, because his little front wheel drive car would not do too well in the snow. But that kind of put this off some, and then some friends came by and like, yeah, I'm gonna do something here, and then I didn't really have this done, and some of them had to go home. So, I'm gonna check. There's a little bit of slop in these hubs, and that does not seem to really affect it all that much. So yeah, gonna have some more misery with that there, and probably make a new template based on the holes I drilled for this, because they seem to be relatively accurate, sort of. And then when that is done, you best believe It is 6:30 or 5:30. So you best believe I'm gonna be out trying to ride this thing in the streets tonight. The only thing else I have to fix is this. That's just a problem. And of course, you know, all the hardware stores and stuff are closed right now because of said inclement weather. But if I can get that other wheel on there, throw a chain on there, just like get something to work. I don't even know if this motor runs. Let's see if this motor still runs, because I haven't like I left the fuel on, which probably wasn't the smartest thing ever. Or did I? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's see if it'll run. So yeah, I'm gonna go die real quick because I just like filled the thing. I filled the shed up with carbon monoxide, or dioxide, monoxide, whichever one it is. And I'm gonna open that door, get all that out. That was really stupid of me to just like start it up in here. I'm now realizing how dumb that was. But I'm gonna try to make myself a new template and get that done. So. Yeah. All right, so I kind of started trying to think smarter, not harder. Instead of making a template, what if I just set the wheel down on this hub here, okay, and got it relatively centered up with how it looks, okay, and then just kind of drew like around these bolt holes and then drilled it out. I think that'd be a lot more foolproof than having to line the centers of a bunch of different templates up and then ending up with a wheel. Oh, sick. Then ending up with a maybe a bent $15 sprocket after dropping it on its can. Come on, there we go. I'm probably gonna have to cut that out. Did I bend the sprocket? I think it's all right. Okay, so back to as I was saying. I think instead of doing all that fancy shit, I'm gonna just set this thing down, get it relatively centered, just mark out where the holes are, and then just drill those through. Because I think that'd be a lot easier than having to measure up, as I said, like 3 different templates with each other, and you can literally just take the hub off. This is really what I should have done the first time. And I have the mythical shed Sharpie over here, the elusive shed Sharpie. So we got that, we got this, and we're gonna need this big boy here. And then we should be in business here, because now we can do that. Kind of clear this off, and actually like film some processing. Do that. Then get our hub centered up about right, and then because if you notice, wait, I should do that too. That looks all right, something like that. But then I'm obviously gonna have to flip it over, and I'm gonna take these nuts off here because those are just gonna get in the way of my measurements. And then yeah, just do that, because what I was trying to do before was have a template that slid down in here, and then I did not correctly measure the space between the that's just like not coming off. I did not correctly measure the space between the space between the bolt holes, so that kind of messed that up. But I'm going to do some measuring. Get an angle of it from the top. That looks relatively centered. Maybe if I kind of get like, if I look right down the middle of that hole that looks pretty damn straight. Now, unfortunately, there's really no way to tell if it's perfectly centered, but I think it could probably move a little bit this way. I think that's a much better way to tell if it's about right. That looks pretty close. I think we go with that. So yeah, I'm gonna go drill some holes, put this on, and try this at home. But you know what's even better than that liability statement there? This wheel being pretty centered. If you look at that, that was just by me guessing and drilling holes. And I got that much cleaner than that with that stupid template. So this is going on. I'm gonna put a chain on and then maybe see if I can take her for the first ride. The other problem I'm having, Al, is that's not acceptable. I can't have that. And then I'm gonna get a chain on there and should be good to go. So yeah, time to put that wheel on, put the thing down, just admire the badassery for a sec, and then take her for a little spin. And there we go, the giant go-kart. Let's see how high this guy sits off the ground. Oh my god. That is a freaking unit of a go-kart, dude. That is so big. Look at that. Oh, I love that. That is so good. And look at how small the front wheels look. The front wheels look so tiny. Good lord. What have I've made something good right here. This is good. This is giving me the last little amount of energy I need to finish her up. So, chain. I wonder, did the key make it in on this side? I feel like it did. I don't know. Let's do a look. I don't know about that because there's this key right here. I'm hoping that didn't fall out, but it does. It seems to be held in there pretty well. God, that looks so good. Look at how mean that looks. Well, they're completely bald, but it sits so much higher off the ground now. If you all actually came and sat in this thing before, and now you sat in it, the front end is almost hitting the ground now because it is lifted so high up in the back. Oh, this thing is going to be such a beast in the snow. Oh, that is epic. Okay, so I'm going to go get the chain done so we can go ride this thing. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, and the sprocket. Not the sprocket. The clutch. This needs to get fixed. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. But whatever that is needs to go away. So I don't know if I could, maybe there's a bolt in there. Tighten that down. Get the alignment so it's right there. That's about perfect. Then just tighten that and maybe that'll stop moving. So yeah, mess with this and then ride it. Okay, so you know what, I was originally going to finish putting this thing together and just call it, ride it, call it a day. But as of now, I've already locked my shed, gotten all my tools put away in the other shed, and that's where the chain for my mini bike is. That's where, or for the chain for this is. I still don't have a washer for the clutch to make that any better. So I think I'm actually just gonna hang it up here. Now, that does not mean that y'all aren't gonna see this run this weekend, or at least in the next day or so, because you will. We're off tomorrow. Everything got closed up, so we are going to finish working on this tomorrow, and this is going to be a 2 episode weekend. So I'm going to cut this here, kind of just look back at the progress. We got these mammoth wheels mounted, and we got the live axle put together, sprocket alignment done, and all that. And you know, we started working on this thing kind of late today, like maybe 1 or 2 o'clock. So we only worked on it for like 3 hours, but the mounting the wheels took a really long time because we had to drill it out. But yeah, I think tomorrow Amari left the mini bike here for the night, so I think tomorrow we're gonna go hoon this and the mini bike either in the woods track back there or in the streets and just drift around in the snow, because why the hell not? So this thing's pretty much done aside from the chain though, and as you also saw, the motor ran. The only gripe I still have about this thing is that it's really small. So I'm like 6'2", okay? I'm a tall dude. And this thing's so small. Like, I don't know if y'all noticed when I sat in it, my knees are like up over the steering wheel. It's rough. So that's the only gripe I have about it. And yeah, maybe one day I'll lengthen the thing. But as of now, I'm pretty happy with it, with these monster tires on it. And I haven't even ridden it yet. So, and it's like kind of late, and it's really, really cold out here. We got like 8 inches of snow on the ground, and it is still coming down, which is a favorite of mine. But that's enough rambling. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. But, so yeah, live axle, wheels. The only thing we need to do tomorrow is put the chain on, fix something with this so that doesn't happen. That's not good. So chain and brake, I want to get that hooked back up because this is going to be a little sketchy in the snow with no brakes. But aside from that, I think that is all. I also question a little bit if I'm going to have a rigidity problem up here. Now with like how ridiculously high the back end is, am I going to have problems breaking front bits like this? Notice that is not a lot of room between there and there. And it's got Springer spindles, but I don't really know because it's going to put a lot more weight on the front end now that it's this lifted. I would go to say that this is probably 3 or 4 inches higher than it was. It's got a boost. It had tires about the size of the front end on the back. So it's it's relatively big. This almost looks like a Manco Dingo now with those massive rear tires. I could probably build a frame for it and call it a Manco, but yeah, so again, for the third time, that's enough rambling. Tomorrow we're gonna go ride the K&S and this thing in the snow, because as I said, everything is out tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna get this video uploaded tonight, probably post that tomorrow night, probably. And yeah, so I will leave my Instagram link in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys hopefully romping in the snow tomorrow.